Bonjour, mon amis, let's all jaunt. A lot of talk has been going around about Street Fighter 5. You know, everyone's talk. It's so funny to see how many people have so much to say about this particular game that's not even out yet, that has been recently revealed. That, yes, it's not a rumor, it exists, and no, everyone's going all hype. Oh my god, it's so crazy. Me, I'm kind of indifferent about it. Even whenever the story was fresh, when the idea of it was fresh, I was like, yeah, really? Another fucking Street Fighter game? It was actually pretty insulting, especially considering the fact that I was one of the many that supported Street Fighter 4 for all this time, and now for Street Fighter 5 to be announced. First of all, let's get one thing straight. It's not exclusive. Okay, so everyone's saying that it's exclusive. Oh, well, it's on the PC and the PS4. Well, then that means it's not exclusive. And knowing Capcom, it probably will not be exclusive. I don't give a damn about the fucking press stories talking about, oh, well, you know, we teamed up with Sony and this is going to be the ideal game for this system, and we kind of built this game based upon the idea of the PS4. Yeah, okay, whatever. We understand that the Xbox One is not liked very much in Asia. Okay, we understand that. But what we do understand, what we also understand, Capcom, is that you're low on finances. You're not going to turn down that kind of money. Not yet. You can't afford to. But who knows? Maybe they will stick to the guns for once. I'd be fucking surprised, and it'd be a cold day in hell when that happens. But who knows? This may be that cold day in hell. So one, it's not exclusive. But it's not like it's a big deal even if it was, because the overall idea with it, from what we've seen, there's nothing really new about what has been shown. I mean, okay, destructible environments and other little things like the animations of the moves look a little different if they get hit or get blocked, or you know, they got a little mode, but these aren't like real game changing system mechanics. We've seen these in other games before. Maybe not in Street Fighter, but how does this change the pacing of the game? And much like Cross Tekken, a game that I hate to acknowledge exists or even mention, but what we saw for Cross Tekken before the final roster was unveiled was very different from the final product. Much like Street Fighter EX, it was a game with a lot of good ideas, but the execution, however, of how it was delivered was just left a lot to be desired. I hope this is not the case with this game, but I'm not too excited by the idea of Street Fighter 5. I'm just shrugging my shoulders. I'm like, this looks kind of cool, but like I said in previous videos, when Guilty Gear Xrd comes out, I'm not going to give a fuck about any other fighting game, and that's partially the reason why I haven't made a video in a long time. It just recently came out, and I've been on that shit like clockwork, man. I love the game. I love the lobby system. Sure, the online aspect of it may not be perfect. There's just a few things they could add. But, I mean, overall, it delivers. And let's face it here, Street Fighter 4 has not delivered as far as what one could expect from a good fighting game. I remember when Arcade Edition was new to the scene, and people were kind of pissed that Mortal Kombat 9 had won the Fighting Game of the Year for that particular year. And, you know, I am not a fan of Mortal Kombat, but I bought Mortal Kombat 9 and actually liked the game, and I wouldn't even argue against it because it certainly did deliver. It had way more content than Street Fighter 4. Sure, its online wasn't all that great, and it was a game that, once again, was not without its problems. It had a whole bunch of bug fixes and balance issues that it had sorted out. But Mortal Kombat 9 is a game that had potential from the beginning and still delivered. People continue to still play the game. It may not be as popular as Street Fighter, but even still, that doesn't make it a bad game. And that's partially the problem I have with people that claim to want something different but go for the same thing every time. Human beings are funny like that. They're hypocritical by nature in the design of their minds. But that's another brief aside, of course. Mortal Kombat 10's looking nice, and I've already made a video explaining that, so we're not going to derail or dissect away from the topic I'm talking about right now. The only thing I have to say about Street Fighter 5, though, is that why Street Fighter 5? Why now? It's just way too early, and I don't care if it's going to come. It's not going to come out for another 3 or 4 years or whenever they said it was supposed to come out. Because I'm expecting a little bit more than another fucking Street Fighter game from Capcom. You know what would have been a better announcement? Rival schools. I mean, hell, Darkstalkers would have been a good announcement too, but I would have preferred Rival Schools because we're talking about a game series that has not really had much time to really bloom. And this would be perfect for it to come out and for them to start fresh and do what they want with the series. They keep trying to do things with Street Fighter that I really feel not necessarily that it's a bad thing, but it's not entirely necessary to make it a good game. You can have all these little gimmicks and little cool trinkets and everything and bells and whistles, but if the foundation is screwed, you're building castles on the sand. It's like cross-teching all over again. You had all these nice little ideas just stacked on top of each other, and in the end, they forgot to make a wholesome game. It was just a game for all the fans to jack off to, but nothing to invite anyone to want to play it with. And it's not about making it simpler or making it noob friendly. No. I mean in terms of what I can expect to get money's worth for these games. You know, I don't buy these games with the intention of just playing them online. I do like to have a nice little single player experience, and this is not just with fighting games. This is with shooters and every other type of game that would ever have multiplayer. And I think that's a fair position to come from. It's not strange to think or expect that, hey, I want a little bit more out of the next Call of Duty game. I mean, I'm never going to fucking get it, which is why I personally stopped buying them a long time ago. Same with Assassin's Creed. That series has been redundant since every game after the second one, really. It hasn't improved at all. Or rather, should I say, it hasn't changed much. It's improved, but not enough for me to go, oh man, can't live without that. And with Street Fighter V, it's really too early for me to even say anything bad about it. I'm not hating on the idea of it, but I hate the idea that they feel that it was necessary to make another one now. I mean, I know it's a new game engine and all of that, and this is Unreal, the new Unreal engine, and it's alright, it's cool, but once again, we're not going to really see the full result until later on down the line. And it better be fucking good. That's all I have to say. It better be fucking good. And sure, Charlie was announced, and I like Charlie, but we haven't seen anything new. We haven't. Marvel is out of question at this point. That game is pretty much dead. I would like to see something else besides another Street Fighter game. People want to talk about it, oh, it won't be coming out until 2016, 2018. Well, not 2016. That's way too early. 2018 or so. But even then, that's not much time at all. And even then, does that make it better? No, I don't think it makes it better. But once again, I just want it to be good. I want it to be good, but I feel that it's time to put Street Fighter away for a good little while. Sure, it may have reemerged as fighting game renaissance for fighting games and the market for it. But, you know, there is such thing as franchise fatigue. And Street Fighter 4 has had way too many iterations in the series to say that this is the fourth iteration of it. And they've had, what is it, like 5 versions of every character just about. Omega Mode recently came out and all of that. And it's cool to see people's little combo video demo reels and all of that, and that's cool, but it's not enough to make me stop playing Guilty Gear. It's not enough to make me want to come back to the game for seconds, because the foundation is fucked. They've added too many things to the game. The game is full of bugs. The game has a lot of problems here and there that they have not even addressed, and it makes me wonder if Capcom even really cares enough to really figure out what's going on with the games before they release them. It kind of disappoints me, because I would expect it by now that they would expect these things to happen and address them before they become issues. But they're hurting financially, and most of their leading designers and developers have left. So what Capcom is now is not what it used to be. If Street Fighter V is the quote-unquote necessary future generation of fighting games, you better come with it, and you better come swinging, because there's too much competition for you to say, oh, we're too big to fail. No, because you can fail hard. If you're going to do as Capcom, do it the right fucking way. Otherwise, I'm going to be playing Guilty Gear, I'm going to be playing KOF, I'm going to be playing Mortal Kombat 10, I'll be playing Smash. A game that I refuse to ever fucking take seriously just to fucking spite you. Better be good. Because otherwise, it'd be a major slap in the face to every fan that supported you leading up to this point. The fanboys and the people that jack off the frame data are not going to be the ones that keep your company afloat. Not for Street Fighter, it is. You got to come with something else in this. And who knows? Maybe Rival Schools isn't the right one. But something different would be good too. And someone asked me, like, what do you mean by it's something different? I'm like, anything but this. Because I've had my fair and dosage of Street Fighter. I really have. I think we all have. And that's not an insult or being mean about it. It's just the facts of of reality that anyone that's played Street Fighter 4 a lot, they want something else, and it kind of lacked in how much content it delivered. DLC aside, there wasn't much content in these games. Like, they had improvements with the system mechanics, but they weren't really system mechanic improvements after Super. It was just, we're adding all these characters, and in Ultra, they only added those artificial system mechanics to address the main issues that they refused to be able to fix, and that's unblockables. Why is it that my 3D model characters can't defend themselves during certain parts of the frames? Mainly because, well, I don't know. It's just how it is. You made the game. You ought to know. You ought to be able to fix it, but apparently not. Street Fighter 5 better be good. I'm sounding redundant and like a broken record at this point, so I'm going to cut this video now. Argent au revoir. Il est Argent. I'm out. Monsieur mon ami, it's much my delight.